Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and whatever else you want to call yourself. Welcome to the news. It's anyone's guess as what we're going to end up. Hell, I've seen what we're going to end up, and wow. So, welcome to what?
You're already torturing people. Is this what you've devolved into? Threatening
It's
people
fun.
with the news, and it's an
It's
irreverent
fun.
look at the news. Hi, hello, those of you in chat. I see Mr. Barkley. I see Moondoggy. I heard about Sherardi. We kind of know about those things. I see Jenson. How you guys doing? I hope that you're all doing well today. Today's irreverent look at the news. All right, starts with the the Dow, and this is from Friday. The Dow plunges 900 points, and Nasdaq suffers its worst month since 2008. Excuse me. Who was president? 2008. Right. Well, that was Bush. All right.
Yeah.
Stocks took a steep losses Friday, closing a brutal month with deep sell-offs driven largely by falling shares of technology companies. The Dow, you know, one technology company that the shares aren't falling for right now? Twitter.
Oh, I'm shocked. I really am.
The Dow Industrials average closed with a loss of more than 930 points, a decline of 2.8% on the final trading day in April. The Dow ended April down more than 6% from the start of the month and nearly 10% from the beginning of 2022. The tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite took much heavier losses, dropping 4.2% on the day, more than 14% since the start of April, its worst monthly loss since 2008. The composite is also in what investors consider a bear market after dropping more than 20%, all right, from the record high set last year. Now, many people are like, who cares? Many people are like, that it's just the stock market. Not quite. Because what do we have going on right now, Mr. Quinn?
Oh, wasn't me. I didn't do it. Got no proof.
We have massive inflation going on right now, right?
Oh, that tiny, minor issue that's, hey, it's transitory. I've been told so. She with the red hair has told us, and we must believe everything she says.
Yeah. Now, by the way, for those people who don't know, Jenson was on an invasion stream earlier today where he was brutalizing Americans, calling us all a bunch of Yankee scum that need to be terminated.
I agree with all of this.
Just letting you know, folks.
Yeah.
And of course, we weren't there to defend ourselves because they do this in the dark 30s of the morning, right, to hide what their nefarious attempts are going to be. Which is why we had to ride, all right, with Paul Revere. Just putting it out there. Freaking cheeky, sneaky bastards.
Should have shot him when he was younger.
But anyway, we have this massive thing called inflation going on. How is the stock prices dropping during inflation? Should be going up with at least the rate of inflation, right?
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
So this is a pretty significant development. That's what I'm trying to point out to people. Now, it's not a surprise. Why isn't it a surprise? Because for the last 3 months, we have been being lied to. How many times have we even said, the greatest economy ever? And yet, the United States economy shrank by 1.4% in the first 3 months of the year. And thus, we had 3 months of these assholes, all right, telling us how great the economy is. How wonderful.
Yeah.
It's going like gangbusters. Oh, people are employed everywhere. Really? Want to tell me how this is happening then? Want to tell me, WAPO? For 3 years, or 3 months straight, the administration has been talking the strength of the economy. Those were their words. Then we find
Okay.
out, the U.S. economy unexpectedly shrank at 1.4% annualized in the first 3 months. This is before you put in and factor in inflation.
I can explain all of this if you want me to.
Really?
Trump did it. Everyone knows Trump did it. The fact he
Oh,
hasn't been president, the fact he
Right.
hasn't been president for ages means nothing.
Yeah. The
Trump
new
did it.
the
Just
new
remember
data
that.
is fueling concerns about a recession amid steady inflationary pressures and uncertainty over the war in the Ukraine. Really? Inflationary pressure.
Yeah.
And what is Biden talking about today? Well, we need to forgive, we need to forgive student debt. We're gonna
That'll
means
help.
test it though. We're only gonna forgive debt if 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 you don't have a job. Bet you wish you never went for that silly nut. And Sixer has arrived. By the way, for folks, I hate to inform you all, but the planet's doomed. 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 Now, how do I say that? How do I know that? Because I found out that Sixer has offspring. We are toast.
You're all doomed.
We're all dead in the water. Dead man walking.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Been drinking Edge 5.5%. I don't know what the hell Edge is. I've never tried that.
Never had it. Not
So
clue.
we know that the economy's been trashed. Okay. Now, when the U.S. economy shrinks like this, by the way, for those who don't know, it's not just the U.S. economy. Because people started taking a look at what the industrial output is of our biggest competitor, whatever, Java. our biggest competitor, China.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who's been reducing output around the world?
Oh no. China's not going to be making little plastic toys. How will I cope?
It's gotten so bad that they're talking how the price of oil is dropping because China their manufacturing is just plummeted.
Mm-hmm.
China, which needs all this oil, supposedly, it's just.
Yeah. Don't read the chat, dude. Just don't.
I'm not even sure what he's referring to as the love child of technology.
Kind of going a bit quantum there. I mean, suggesting that you are the love child of Tess Holiday. I mean, what is she? 30s? 40s?
It's planes.
Yeah.
I don't even know why Tess Holiday is even in the news. Of course, I don't even know why Meghan Markle and your Prince Harry, which you guys were taking the piss out of most of the day, all right, was in the news either. All right, none of that makes any sense to me.
Dude, she is in deep with Netflix. Apparently, they've completely cancelled one of the programs she's supposed to have been doing, but equally, they're supposed to be doing some others. Personally, I'm just going to say it. I reckon she's done a got the money and run.
Well,
I'm being serious.
I think that it doesn't make any difference. I think the problem is Netflix is cratering. As a streaming service, Netflix had a meteoric rise. And then what did they do? They went woke. They went woke like hell, right? They canceled series that weren't woke enough for them because as soon as they made them woke, they lost people's interest, right? All the freaking Marvel series that they were making money that people wanted to watch for whatever reason, right? Or DC series that people wanted to watch for whatever reason. As soon as they said, we got to turn these things really woke, people said, and they stopped watching it.
Yeah.
All right? And what was the result? Batwoman, right?
No, dude, if you want to talk about anything that these geniuses did, you just go cuties and leave it there.
Well, they didn't they eventually cancel that?
Maybe. It's kind of maybe they did, maybe they didn't, and there's a mumbled rumor there might be a Cuties 2 appearing.
There might be a Cuties 2.
No, I'm not actually joking. That is a mumbled rumor which I'm hoping desperately doesn't happen.
Why? I hope it does, because I want to see the end of Netflix. They need to finish burying it.
Dude, after the crap they did in that show, the next stage is live action perversion. I'm just going to leave it like that, because if I say any more than that, we're going to get shot.
Well,
Okay?
You know that's what's coming. Let's be honest.
That's the problem.
Speaking of live action perversion, former GOP Idaho representative is convicted of raping a 19-year-old intern after inviting her for dinner, then taking her back to his apartment. Left his handgun near the bed as he pinned her down and assaulted her. Aaron Erlanger, 39, was found guilty Friday of raping a then 19-year-old woman who worked as an intern for a fellow Republican in the state legislature. He is charged with 2 felony counts, rape and forcible penetration by use of a foreign object, and was found not guilty of the forcible penetration. Now, okay, I'm starting to have problems here. All right, I'm starting to see a problem. Right? On Wednesday, the woman fled the court in the middle of her testimony and did not return, leading the judge to tell the jury to ignore her remarks. I'm really starting to see a problem here. All right?
That's interesting.
Because if you don't have... Look, this is not why I wanted to do this story, believe it or not. But I'm having a problem with this. Because if the only evidence you have is a he said, she said thing, and you're not supposed to be listening to any or using any of her testimony, what evidence was presented?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. All right, it's very possible that with today's society and with idiots like this, I mean, he's part of that age demographic that sure as hell may have filmed it on his iPhone. Okay? I'm not saying...
Please don't suggest that. He probably did, though, didn't he? Oh, God.
All right. I'm not saying that it didn't happen, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. All right? Now, the woman claimed that he picked her up in the living room and carried her into the bedroom. Now, okay. Did you hit him with a chair? I mean, there has to be some physical evidence here, right?
Well, let's be honest, all right? He probably threw her over his shoulder, being one of the easiest ways to carry somebody, which means her elbow is in perfect position to elbow him in the side of the head. And I don't know how much people know about this, but an elbow to the side of the head is generally known as poleaxing somebody.
A very quick punch to the kidneys a few times will put him under too.
Right? Oh, yeah?
I mean, it's not like... if he just picked her up... this is beginning to sound dumb. Like I said, I don't know what other evidence was shown in this case, right?
Yeah.
But my problem with the case is later on, right? Because he was read the verdict, all right? He showed no emotion, right? He was accused of attacking a teenager intern in March of 2021. Okay, he insisted that sex was consensual. Right. So I'm thinking if you don't have any other evidence here, there's. I'm not saying this guy's not scum, but if you don't have any other evidence, I find it very difficult for them to have actually convicted him, and then turned around and said, "Yeah, but the forcible penetration didn't exist."
Yeah, no, I agree. One sec. Dude, one sec. Jim, I agree. In all fairness, though, if someone's attempting to rape me, I'm going to stick an elbow in the guy's temple and not give a monkey's. I'll be completely blunt.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, here's where I have the biggest problem. Okay?
So,
The guy was convicted. Erlinger could face anywhere from 1 year to life imprisonment and will be required to register as a sex offender. His sentencing is scheduled for July 28th.
wow.
Why? Does the judge not have the ability to go, okay, here's your sentence? All right, you're found guilty. Here's the list of sentences. What the hell is going on? Oh, no, we got to go through the whole sentencing. Bullshit! Issue the sentence immediately. All you're freaking doing. Oh, well, you know, I got my vacation coming up.
I'm guessing the judge has got a golf tournament he needs to go to or something. I don't know.
A golf tournament, man. He's got a freaking golf season to go to. What the hell is this shit?
Wow. Okay.
I need to take all of July off, June, all of May. Well, we'll send it to you 3 months later. What is this bullshit? What is this? You've said what difference does it make between, well, you know, you didn't have to sentence them so fast. Then appeal the sentence. If you want to, let's get this ball rolling here. There's no reason to delay because you're going to appeal the sentence anyway. Whatever it is. Someone's going to appeal it.
MC, I'm just sending you something in your DMs. You'll understand why the second you read it.
Oh, no.
Yep.
What do you mean he slams her?
That part is the most disturbing, but yeah. You know,
Is he competing with Harry now? Is that the issue?
Oh God, that is a threesome you never actually want to think about. Now,
I didn't even think about it to use those words together.
You did discuss Diane Abbott sending nudes earlier, so.
Oh my God, we're spiraling out of control. Let's get this back to our way of doing things. Shooting deaths. Yes, people remember David Hogg and the Parkland shooting? Well, this thing's still going on. The Parkland shooter's death penalty case is in disarray amid a judge's error and jurors' threats.
Wow.
The jury selection in the death penalty case of the confessed Parkland school shooter, Nicholas Cruz. Now, this is another one of those. He was convicted over a year ago. What the hell do you mean you're still waiting to get into the sentencing phase?
Yeah.
All right. I'm still trying to understand why it takes so long to go, oh, you killed 15 people? All right. Death penalty. Dunk. Next. Let's start the next case.
Yep.
All right. I'm sorry, but this shit needs to go. The jury selection in the death penalty case of confessed he even confessed. The guy was saying, okay, yeah I did it. Okay.
It don't get any more cut and dry than that now, does it?
You know? Yeah, I did it. Get the rope. That should have been the next sentence.
I tell you what, let's take the mickey. It took them a week, and that is absolutely taking the piss there, but let's pretend it took them a week. It should have been over a long ass time ago.
So anyway, the lapsed into disarray after potential jurors allegedly mouthed expletives and threats to the defendant in the courtroom. And the presiding judge admitted committing a legal error that nearly derailed the process. What do you mean nearly derailed? It should be over. You know, the process would have been quite simplified if, all right, he confessed, death, next.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Do you want this guy, honestly, do you want this guy babysitting your kids? No. Why? Because you might think that he might freaking fry them.
You know what? We need to go back to the judges in the Wild West. That would deal with a whole lot of these problems. Convict them in the afternoon, hang them in the morning. And there we go.
All right, time to go abuse you a little bit more. You ready? What do I mean by abuse you? I mean you British.
We didn't do nothing wrong.
Although there's a problem with this. I mean, ding, ding, ding. Labour. Difficult to see Jeremy Corbyn's return after NATO remarks, says Keir Starmer. Labour leader Keir Starmer, Sir Keir Starmer. Yeah, you'll forgive me for being an ignorant colonial, right? All right. Said it is very difficult to see how his predecessor, Jeremy Corbyn, could rejoin the party in the Commons after his comments about NATO. Mr. Corbyn was suspended from Labour in 2020 over his response to a report into anti-Semitism in its ranks. What was the report? Good try, but you got a ways to go yet. No shit that he's an anti-Semite.
Yeah.
All right.
This guy, some of the stuff he said, I'm telling you, that certain little Austrian gentleman back in the 40s, he would be considered good in comparison.
I mean, there's been some things that his backing for the Palestinian cause has been pretty obvious. All right. Yeah. But while he was reinstated as a Labour member, Keir Starmer refused to let him return to the party's backbenches. Well, what did you guys do? Just kind of like duct tape him and throw him behind the bench or something? I mean, how does that actually work?
To be fair, you look at the dude, if you duct tape him to something, you got to duct tape him to the underside of a train or something while going over cow mess. Yeah, I'm trying to be polite. I really hate
underside of the bench where the people put their gum, right?
I really cannot stand that man, okay? It is actually borderline pathological now. I really hate him.
Okay.
Just saying.
Last week, the former leader suggested NATO be disbanded to bring peace. Now, I've called for NATO to be disbanded, but I didn't do it by saying, "Oh, this will be peaceful."
In all fairness, Nomad, how many times has Labour actually asked you to go to their front benches? Now we know why. It's because of you and that NATO thing. I mean, you're just a troublemaker. You really are.
I mean, I would love to disband NATO. Don't tell me you don't think that we should disband NATO either. All right.
Gosh, yeah.
Now, as far as having the alliance with the Brits, I have no problem having an alliance with the Brits or even the Canadians. Begrudgingly with the Canadians. Okay. I know we gotta tolerate them. All right. Aussies, not a problem. Kiwis, don't care. just okay. All right. I have no problem with that aspect of it. NATO, on the other hand, is completely different. NATO is useless for the United States. Okay? Flat out useless. We've been taken advantage of for decade after frickin' decade, and our treasure has been utilized. Okay? I have been asking for NATO to be this, but I wasn't doing it with, we'll get peace out of it. I'm not that stupid. Okay? If we disband NATO, it's not going to lead to Russia going, "Hey, I'll be peaceful now." All right? I understand that. I just don't care about the Europeans. Okay?
I don't blame you.
All right? I don't care about the Germans. I don't care about you Danes. I don't care about you Swedes. Okay? And I don't care about you Frenchophiles. And I really don't care about you Spanish. Okay? I'm just letting you know. I think we need to be real picky about who our allies are. You know, allies that actually support us rather than stabbing us in the back, you freaking Italian fucks. Pardon my language.
What the hell say you really feel, Nomad? I mean, don't hold it in.
All right. We would be better off allying with Ceausescu in Romania than we would with the Germans. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
It said that with the exception of the fact that the Romanians, for some reason, like the Germans and always allied with them. I've never understood that. I really never have understood why the Romanians have this thing about, we can ally with the Soviet Union or the Germans. Let's go with the Nazis.
In all fairness, okay, as well we know, the Romanians are full of vampires, and the Nazis obviously get them plenty of blood. It's the only logical reason I can think of.
Well, that actually does make a little bit of sense when you put it right down to it.
It's disturbing, I know.
But if Corbyn actually thinks that disbanding NATO is going to lead to peace, how? How? All right? Let's see. Let's disband NATO. Well, Russia will pull out of the Ukraine then. No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
Sure.
I don't think that's going to happen. On to medical news. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have more medical news. All right, telling us about the world. By the way, right, there is indications that there is a wave of COVID coming up to swamp us all. Just putting it out there.
Oh no. How will I cope?
Aspirin no longer recommended to prevent first heart attack and stroke for most adults over 60. For years, doctors recommended people in their 50s start taking baby aspirin every day to protect you against heart attacks and strokes. But in recent years, new evidence of possible harm of daily aspirin from health experts shifted those recommendations. The new guidance, an influential physicians task force, no longer recommends daily aspirin to prevent the first heart attack or stroke among people 60 or older. But of course, the 59s are still good to go, right? Meanwhile, the new guidance said people 40 to 59 should only take it if they have a high risk of cardiovascular disease in consultation with a doctor. There is little benefit in continuing aspirin beyond the age of 75. In other words, just die, right?
By the way, you know where a lot of this problem actually is likely to come from? It's the fact that you're not supposed to mix aspirin with paracetamol. They're probably taking aspirin first thing in the morning, being good little boys following instructions, and then taking paracetamol to get rid of headaches and wondering why they're not feeling well.
I, I
Genius.
I just laugh at this kind of crap. All right, for nearly 20 years, the
Yeah.
FDA has advised against the routine use of aspirin for prevention of patients without a heart attack. Really? That's something new because I haven't heard the FDA bitching about that in a while. What? Weren't there, where were these experts? Last year. Where were these people? Well,
Yeah, well.
we were on the COVID task force, don't you know?
Yeah, because, that worked so well.
You ready for sports news, folks? Yes, yes. This is a raw, broad-reaching show today. We're going to talk about sports. Kinda. Jackie Robinson. The man, the myth, the legend. And yes, he is a legend and he is a mensch. We'll talk about Jackie Robinson in a little bit here. Jackie Robinson's All-Star Game bat sells for $1.8 million. Now, the bat used by baseball hero Jackie Robinson in the 1949 All-Star Game sold at auction Saturday for $1.8 million. New Jersey-based Golden Auctions said. Robinson, who broke Major League's color barrier in 1947, played the Midsummer Classic at his home park, Ebbets Field in Brooklyn, the same year that he claimed the National League's Most Valuable Player award. Right, the bat was one of two made for Robinson for the game, Golden said, and shows light game use. You mean when he was beating the hell out of the opponents because they lipped off to him? That's not true, all right? Jackie Robinson was a class act, all right? Jackie Robinson was everything any man in the world should aspire to be, and I'm not exaggerating this, all right? This guy is someone who is a phenomenal person. This guy in what he went through, right? The ability to not let it affect him, not let it affect his game, not not retaliate, staying calm and composed during all of this, right? The abuse that man got, and he got a lot of abuse, right?
Respect that man.
But,
just saying.
But that's not it. That's not even all of it, right? In addition to all of that, right? He was so good at baseball. He was the most valuable player. In addition to all that, right? He won awards after awards. But in addition to all that, even before he was in baseball, right? He was a lieutenant in the United States Army when some asshole told him to get to the back of the bus, and he said no, and they court-martialed him for it. And he said, okay, let's go to a court-martial, right? And he won his case. Because it was being disrespected as an officer by I would love to punch that guy. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Somebody told me something like that, a freaking like private of the bus, get to the back of the bus. You're lucky. Yeah. You're lucky to get your ass beat by this man right then and there.
Yeah.
Right? Like I said, this guy was a class act. There are people who are better than me. This was one of them. Okay? Truly a much better man than I am. And I have nothing but respect for this guy. But during his entire career in baseball, he made less than $400,000 in total, right? And now a bat that he swung in a single game goes for $1.8 million.
Now tell him how much you reckon he made. Go on, give him a chuckle.
They reckon he made like $360,000 total in his entire career. His
epoxy lump of wood.
His greatest or his most profitable season, all right, was like $39,000. For the year in baseball, he made $39,000. His most profitable year in like 50, I think it was 52 or 57, something like that, right?
If chat is actually saying that how much was 400 grand back then?
That's his total career. Okay, you gotta understand this, Matt.
Oh.
That's the decades of playing baseball. That's all of it totaled up. All right?
Today, 40 grand will get you a gallon of gas and some bread. I like the fact you think you can get enough change for bread. Fascinating. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Biden did this.
Yeah, he was laughing about it. Probably thinking it. Speaking of the Navy.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't make these stories up, folks. I do not make these stories up. Well, that's because you had that filter turned on your freaking bionic ear there, Sharardi. I did not make this story up. Navy officer held for allegedly forcing recruits to drink semen with fish sauce. The incident was captured on a viral video. Now, at some point, I've got to ask the recruits, what the fuck were you thinking? All right? I'm just putting it out here. The incident captured on viral video has shown a light on Thailand's long-running issue of sexual and physical and psychological abuse in its military.
To make it worse, are you ready?
Go ahead.
Nowhere does it say that it was his semen. He could have got it elsewhere?
Navy
Just something
Sergeant.
to think about.
Well, first of all, this is the next one. It's a Navy sergeant in Thailand has been jailed after footage that allegedly showed him forcing trainee Marines to drink human semen that went viral online. The clip, which was filmed at a naval training camp in Chonburi's Satahip, all right, district in October, but surfaced last week, reportedly shows the Navy instructor punishing conscripts by forcing them to drink semen mixed with fish sauce. Petty Officer
Lovely.
Second Class Taskin Nagor. How the hell do you say that name?
You don't. You call him Bob.
Right.
Okay?
Is accused of being the perpetrator and has been detained for 30 days. You're gonna just give this guy 30 days?
Yeah.
30 days, huh?
From Matt, you might enjoy this. Sergeant Seaman is the worst G.I. Joe character.
Do you understand now why I don't like Thai food?
Cream of some young guy. I gotcha. Yes, I did just do that joke, by the way.
I don't understand. You're going to sit up there and arrest this guy for 30 days, right?
Yeah.
30 days of what? Torture? Do they keep tasing this guy for 30 straight days? I mean, come on! Let's be honest, this guy deserves a hell of a lot of abuse.
Yeah?
And you guys think that's it? That's the only story? No, ladies and gentlemen. Dead woman bangs on coffin to say she's alive during her own funeral.
Shut up, no you're not, you're lying.
I'm not dead. Yes, you are. Shut up. I feel happy. A funeral in Peru was dramatically interrupted. Dramatically, there's an understated word. Dramatically interrupted after knocking was heard coming from the coffin. The family of Rosa Isabel Cepades Calaca, all right, had gathered in the city of Lambayeque, okay, right, to pay their final respects on April 26th. Rosa had been involved in a serious crash in the region's Chicolopo-Pisky Road. The accident claimed the life of her brother-in-law and left her nephews with serious injuries. She had been pronounced dead following the horrific crash and later loaded into a coffin ahead of her funeral. But when her relatives hoisted the wooden structure onto their shoulders and they began to hear strange sounds. They lowered the coffin, opened the lid. 3 died of a heart attack. That's what would have happened. And find a very weak but very much alive Rosa appearing at them, probably going, "What the hell are you people doing with me?"
Yep.
The cemetery caretaker, Juan Seguro Cajo, right, said she opened her eyes and was sweating. I immediately went into my office and called the police. You immediately went to your office and took a pint. I know what the hell you did. You freaking started drink. Okay, how do I get out of this?
I can tell you now, I am calling Sam and Dean from the Supernatural to deal with this problem, because she should not be getting up, okay? I'm just saying.
I mean, isn't there an embalming procedure that goes on with corpses nowadays?
Yeah. Plus, of course, the examination when they cut her open. Surviving that's generally not something you need to worry about.
Shocked relatives rushed Rosa, still in the coffin, to the referential hospital, all right, in the city. Once there, Rosa was found to have weak life signs. Do you think beating on the freaking coffin counts as weak life signs? And was hooked up to a life support machine by medics. Her condition deteriorated and she tragically died a few hours later. Really? You basically killed this woman. What are we going to do with her? They're here for the funeral anyway.
Exactly. I mean, she was having a funeral anyway. What's the problem? That was already dug. There you go.
They have expressed outrage at the healthcare bosses at the fact that she was declared dead in the first place. They got a point. They got a reason for rage.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, she was alive enough to knock on the freaking coffin.
It's like a Monty Python sketch. It really is.
It's one of the main reasons I don't want to be embalmed. Mr. Barkley. What you're saying then is you want to be buried alive. Okay? Because that's what you're putting there.
Pretty much. I mean, technically, I guess he could be shoved in the oven and cooked. That'll get me fresh food, I suppose.
You eat ash? Nothing against you, but with the way they cook those things is not... they leave
This
ash
is
out.
true.
Right.
This is a fair statement. They do, yeah. But I tell you what, shove them in, count to 10, bring them back out. It should cook quite nicely.
Jenson, what are we going to do with you?
What?
What am I going to do with you?
I didn't do nothing. Yet.
Yeah, some people, they're just incorrigible. Just incorrigible, folks.
We should give Matt the new nickname Breakfast. I like it.
But Nomad, every womb that goes unused makes Extinction Rebellion very happy.
Yeah.
Hey. I've already made my suggestions with Extinction Rebellion.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them. You know, I'm willing for them to hand them weapons and go fight the evil Russian environmentalists over there that are trying to pollute the atmosphere. Just get those Russians from stop selling oil. Send them on over. A whole brigade of them.
Yep.
Or two.
Oh yeah.
And when they come back, I didn't volunteer. You just tell them we're not asking.
No, man, you forgot. You've got to give them some super glue so they can stick themselves to the road. So I'm sure that will go down well. Tiananmen Square 2. Ba-bump. Oh, maybe not.
I'm not going to discuss Tiananmen Square. I don't know. I think I might have let her go if I was the cop here. DUI suspect broke out dance moves during a roadside sobriety test.
Yes.
A Florida woman suspected of drinking and driving performed multiple ballet and Irish folk dance moves while she was undergoing a field sobriety test after rear-ending a vehicle late Wednesday evening. Amy Ann Harrington, 38, was arrested on a DUI charge following the crash near her residence in Madeira Beach, a city 10 miles south of St. Petersburg. Police allege that Harrington showed multiple signs of impairment during the roadside sobriety test. If you're in an accident, okay, nothing against these guys. You're in an accident, a roadside sobriety test, except with the exception of like a breathalyzer, isn't going to tell you anything. Because people get weird. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Harrington smelled of alcohol and slurred speech and was unsteady on her feet. When asked to perform a one-legged stand and walk-and-turn test, Harrington instead broke out her cross-disciplinary dance moves according to the arrest affidavit. She refused to take a breathalyzer test and was charged with a pair of misdemeanors and booked into the county jail, from which she was released on $650 bond. Hey, they only charged her with misdemeanor.
Yeah.
Right? They could have charged her
it's
with
not
felony.
bad.
I mean, they could have charged her with felony. I mean, she got off. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Pictured above, Harrington, who works at a St. Petersburg bar and grill, was arrested for DUI in 2019 Following a car crash, he subsequently copped to a reduced charge of reckless driving and was sentenced to 12 months probation and 50 hours of community service. This woman is a menace on the road, regardless of whether or not she was drunk. Right? It was just 2 years when you hit somebody else. What do you see targets? I'm just driving along and, that little circle just appears. I was playing Halo too much last night. The heads-up display on the car gave me a target point. I don't know. And you think we're done. You think, I know, Nomad. Those are close. There's only 2 stories left. I'll grant you that. But we're not done.
Oh, no.
No, there's more news for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Bear chases down couple and dog in front of a Florida home. A black bear was in hot pursuit of Jason and Rachel Smith of Acapulco, Florida, when they stepped outside their home with their small dog. The couple's Ring doorbell camera captured the frantic moment as the bear started chasing them down around 9:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time recently. Jason and Rachel Smith quickly ran back inside with their small dog, able to escape the bear just in time, in footage posted by WKMG News in Orlando. Now, where the hell's this bear hiding? Alright, this is a swamp bear. I'm sorry, but there's no great woodlands roaming around in Have you been to Florida? Have you folks been to Florida?
Enough, no. But in all fairness, I can tell you where it was hiding. It painted its toenails red and was hiding cherry trees. That's what it was doing.
There's no cherry trees down there.
Of course there aren't. I mean, would you allow cherry trees if you know there were bears hiding in them? I don't think so.
Okay, that's probably true.
You gotta like the logic there.
I threw my arms up in the air and yelling at the top of my lungs, trying to make myself as big and scary. But it didn't stop coming. Ding, 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 ding. It's a bear. Okay? This is not Yogi. Okay? This is not Boo Boo. Have you looked out at their paws? Their paws are claws, okay? that are 2 or 3 inches in length.
Yeah.
All right, this is not just looking for, hey, I'm looking for the picnic basket. It's not looking for a picnic basket, unless it thinks the dog is one. Okay, because that's a munchie in and of itself. All right? Just putting it out there. Now, what the hell is a bear doing? Like I said, Florida's not wooded enough to have bears. Where the hell are these things coming out of? Will they make a deal with the freaking gators or what? Come on.
No, I already told you. It was trying to escape one of the meth gators, and it ran into these people, and it obviously went badly. What can we say?
Bears are great. Hanna-Barbera does documentaries, right? The question is what did they do with the bear? All right. Because they didn't find it. Right? It said that the family contacted the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission to report the incident, but don't want anything to happen to the bear. Hey, Boo Boo, I guess we're going to not get our business basket. What do they think's gonna? You think the Wildlife Commission's gonna say, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll just put out notices for the bear? What do you mean you don't want anything to happen for the bear? Do you want anything to happen to the people around you? Do you want your neighbors? I don't want anything to happen to the bear. What about your neighbor's dog? Well, I think shit's in my yard. Fuck him.
Yep.
Leave the bear alone. He's protecting us. What? Did he make a deal with the gators? Did the bear make a deal with the gators? That's all I'm asking. The gators
The
were bad
bear,
enough.
dude, it's obvious. The bear is the first stage of Swamp Thing. I mean, what's your problem? He's even got all the fluffy bits for you. There you go. Well, I call it fluffy with that swamp.
That's true. That's true. And you think that was the final story? No.
Oh, God.
Sixer, are you still around?
Say no. Say no now.
If you're still around, because you Brits got a lot of explaining to do. International Harry Potter Day marks Battle of Hogwarts date. Really? We created International Harry Potter Day on the Battle of Hogwarts Day.
Yeah.
A fictional character from a fictional book in a fictional world. And we're going to mark a fictional battle on a fictional day. It gets better. International Harry Potter Day, which is celebrated annually on May 2nd to coincide with the Battle of Hogwarts, was started by former UK Prime Minister David Cameron in 2012. Jenson?
One moment. Yes, that's the guy with the pig. Carry on.
Okay. The Battle of Hogwarts was an epic battle that concluded the original Harry Potter series of books by J.K. Rowling that saw Lord Voldemort finally defeated. Why is it the Battle of Hogwarts? Why is it not magical battle, finale? I mean, what?
Sounds better, let's be honest. And I was thinking about it. You realise exactly why David Cameron actually created this, didn't you? I mean, Hogwarts. He's well known for his love of pigs. Just saying. Maybe not. Don't know.
That's why he called it International Harry Potter Day. Harry Potter had a significant impact worldwide, with the franchise spawning highly successful film series, additional books, video games, a theme park in Universal Orlando Resort where the bears were, apparently, and more. I'm just International Harry Potter Day.
Yeah. What? You think I'm able to come up with an excuse for this? No. There is no excuse for this, okay?
International Harry Potter Day. I mean,
Yes.
we have International Meth Day, we have International Workers Day, we have International, Juggalo Clown Day. But juggalos are real. Juggalos are real. What is next? Unicorn and Fairy Day?
I think that's in November. No, the thing is, there's one important
thing. Leprechaun Day. What are you going to do about leprechaun abuse? See the abuse in the Magical Kingdom.
I'm sorry, there's already a Leprechaun Day. St. Patrick's. Next.
St. Patrick's Day is not a leprechaun day. They don't celebrate leprechauns. There are people wandering around the streets beating on other people, expecting them to shit gold bricks out.
I'm sorry, have you seen Chicago and New York on the 23rd? Yeah, no, this happens.
They're just shooting people.
Nice concept.
They're just shooting people. They're not trying to beat anybody.
Oh, so they're not doing the more violent version. Oh, no, they're just shooting.
Well, no, because the more violent versions are things like, I don't know, people walking around at 2 in the morning in 90-degree weather going, MAGA country! And freaking throwing bleach on people.
Yep.
Okay. I'm surprised we don't. I shouldn't suggest this because I'm sure some dumbass will come up with it. Juicy Smollett International Day or something.
You actually said it. You know they're going to, don't you?
Julie,
Juicy did nothing wrong day. Yeah.
Juicy Smollett MAGA Day. Oh, folks. And you wonder why the world is going to hell in a handbasket. Just putting it out there. You thought it was just me.
Horrifying, isn't it?
That's all the stories I've got for now. Do you have anything, Jensen, that you think we have failed to discuss?
The only thing I really feel that needs to be mentioned based on the last story is it's pronounced Leviosa, not Leviosa. And that's pretty much it. I think I just broke
Oh my
Nomad with
God.
that.
Folks, and you Brits wonder why we left. All right, that's the thing. Do you want us to come back? No, we don't. Okay, and you can't blame us. Okay, yeah, we got problems of our own. We're gonna own ours. You guys come up with fantasy magical days and something to deal with.
What the Americans don't realise is we are wizards.
And then get away with imposing it on the rest of the world. You people are insane. Just putting it out there. This is Leprechaun Country.
Oh, dear. Well, if you have no more, I know I don't. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever else you want to call yourself, for coming out and listening to us talk. I hope we will see you again next time, that Nomad has found some absolutely fascinating pieces of information. And let's be honest, you'd never get this on the MSN news. You'd only get this on the good stuff. See you all, everyone.
Later, everybody. Bye-bye.